regular meeting of the Alabama Community College Board of Trustees to order. We will have our invocation by Dr. Vicki Carlitz, President of Wallace State Council.
Good morning, President Thompson, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Chancellor. So good to be with you this day. If you would all bow with me. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for your creation and its beauty. As we begin 2018, let us first reflect with gratitude on all that we have been given in this life, our family, our friends, and the community we experience as members of the Alabama Community College system. As leaders and learners here today, we humbly petition that you enable us to draw upon the wisdom and experience of yesterday as we respond to the questions and concerns of tomorrow. That you give us freedom to speak transparently and with kindness. That you give us confidence to chart a path forward that is in the best interests of the students we serve. That you give us wisdom to discern what is right and good and just. That you give us courage to meaningfully participate in your divine plan. Father, as you exhort us to do in 1 Timothy, we offer prayer for those in authority, our President, Governor, Legislature, Board of Trustees, and Chancellor, that you guide their minds and hearts and bless their work on behalf of our many students who through their education will strive to make a difference in our world. And finally, let us look forward to this new year with a renewed sense of purpose and hope, whether our impact is to be large or small, affecting many or affecting one. Let us use our time, talents, and resources to be difference makers. We ask your grace be upon us this day, in your Son's holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Carlitz. If everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll. Present.
Mr. Ross Hanshaw?
Present.
Mr. Present. Ms. Crystal Brown? Present. Mr. Milton Davis?
Present.
Mr. Chuck Smith?
Present.
Mr. Blake McNally? Mr. Jeffrey Newman?
Present.
Reverend Kay Ivey?
We have a quorum. On conference with us is Vice Chairman Milton Davis and Blake McAnally too. Blake, you're there? It's just Milton? Okay. Milton, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Item 4, approval of the agenda. Mr. Chair, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended for the approval of the President, Chattanooga Allen. Motion by Mr. Smith, second by Mr. Fantroy. Any discussion by the board? There being none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda with the explained amendment under personnel, please signify by raising your hand or saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. The agenda is approved. Item 5, approval of minutes of the December 13th, 2017 board meeting. All the trustees received a copy of the minutes in advance of this and have had a chance to look those over at this time. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the December 13th meeting. by Mr. Fantroy. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Brown. Any discussion? Any changes to the minutes of the December 13th meeting? There being none, we'll move to the vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes of the December 13th, 2017 meeting, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Item 6, public comment. No one has signed up for public comment. At this time, before we get into the regular business of the meeting, I'd like to recognize some very special guests that we have today. We have the Leadership Academy of Wallace State Hansville here, and I would ask them to please stand, and Dr. Carlitz, if you want, or whoever's heading them up wishes to say a very brief something.
We've had this leadership Wallace State group in place for a number of years in order to intentionally develop leadership at all levels of the organization. It was first conceptualized and developed by Dr. Tamisa Smith, Executive Vice President. Dr. Smith, raise your hand. She has been a servant leader with this group for many years now, and she will be retiring at the end of this month. And if I start crying before the end of this day, you'll know why. But she has left that in the capable hands of Dean Jimmy Hodges, our Dean of Applied Technologies, who's now leading this group. And this is a stellar group of individuals, and thank you for recognizing them today.
Thank y'all for your participation in this program, and thank you for attending our meeting here. Item 7A1, which is the construction renovation projects of the 2016 bond issue. The board's changes in that at Bevel State Community College. This was on our work session last month. The board's reviewed this. At this time, I'll entertain a motion on this item.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Smith. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Foy. Is there any discussion on this item? It was thoroughly explained to us last month. I think all the questions have been answered. There being none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the Belleville State Community College construction renovation project of 2016 bond issuance, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Section 8. Section 8A1. Policy and guidelines, change of Belleville State Community College reduction in force. Is there a motion? Motion by Ms. Foy. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Fantroy. Any discussion? Once again, this was on our work session agenda last month. There being none, we'll move to a vote on this policy and guidelines at Bevel State Community College. All those in favor, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item 8A2 is a recommendation of proposed policy 222.01, open records request for the system. Is there a motion on that? Motion by Ms. Brown, is there a second? Second by Mr. Fantroy. Any discussion? There being none, we'll move to vote. All those in favor of approving this proposed policy 222.01, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The proposed policy is approved. Item 8A3, recommendation regarding adoption of policy 602.02, posting and hiring for the Alabama Community College system. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Fantroy. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Brown. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor signify by raising your hand or saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion carries. Item 8A4, recommendation regarding adoption of proposed policy 602.04, internal employee transfers for the Alabama Community College system. Is there a motion? elections in the Alabama Community College system. Is there a motion? There's a motion. Is there a second? Second, Mr. Fantroy. Any discussion? There being none, we'll move to a vote on the adoption of 602.05 reorganizations policy. All those in favor signify by raising your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item 8A6 is a recommendation regarding adoption of proposed policy 624.01, reduction in force. You have in your packet two versions of this policy, and through some discussion and exchanges, there was some thought that there was some inconsistency, or basically double grammatical lack of understanding, maybe clarity in the last item. And the versions, I will read these. The version that we had, the last item, says the college may adopt additional policies or guidelines for RIF actions that are not inconsistent with this policy. The other version says the college may adopt additional policies or guidelines for RIF actions that are consistent with this policy. They both say the same thing. So I'll entertain a motion of which version that we will consider.
I'd like to make a motion that we consider the second version that says that are consistent with this policy.
Second, Carol.
There's been a motion by Ms. Brown, a second by Ms. Ford, that we approve the version that ends with the college may adopt additional policies or guidelines for RIF actions that are consistent with this policy. All those in any discussion? Any discussion? Thank you for that. There being no further discussion, all those in favor of approving that version, policy 624.01, please raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item 8A7 is the purchase of property for T.A. Lawson State Community College. Everyone will remember this was presented by President Ward at the work session last month with all the particulars. I don't think anything has changed substantially with this. This time I'll entertain a motion. A motion by Mr. Van Troy. Motion by Mr. Fantroy and a second by Mr. Davis. Any discussion? Any questions? There being none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of the proposal to purchase this property in the interest of Lawson State Community College, please raise your hand for a voice vote.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Section 9, personnel. Chancellor.
It's a pleasure today to confirm the appointment of permanent president of Chattahoochee Valley Community College. I want to do something a little different. I'm going to recommend Jackie Screws as president. Before I do so, is Michelle in the room? I want Michelle to come up because I think it's a special opportunity when we have a chance to appoint people who have, I guess, say, labored in the field and earned an opportunity to move on. So if you would kind of tell us a little bit about Jackie.
Absolutely, Chancellor. Just to give us a brief overview of our process, the CVCC presidential vacancy was posted as required by Alabama law. The position closed in October of 2017. thoroughly vetting applicants and conducting committee meetings, the Chancellor is in the position to now recommend Ms. Jackie Screws, not a stranger to the Alabama Community College system, might I say. Ms. Screws has over 3 decades of experience within our system. Currently serving as the Dean of Student Affairs and Sparks Campus Director at Wallace-Stoughton Community College. Ms. Screws has time and time again served on system office committees. She served as the president of the Deans of Student Affairs for our system office. She served as the ACCS president. Ms. Screws has committed and shown her commitment to the Alabama Community College system time and time again. So with that being said, I turn this back over to Chancellor Baker to formally make the recommendation.
Before I do, I'd like to ask our president to come to the podium and maybe, I had asked the position to make an appointment in a school like this. So, Linda, if you would, what's your thoughts?
Well, it's a bittersweet day for us at Wallace Community College because we will really miss our friend and colleague, Jackie Screws. But we are so proud for her. She has truly earned what it and knows what it takes to be a president, and I know she will be beyond successful. So it's just a way of seeing someone who's worked very hard in our system and now has achieved this level within the system. She's been an integral part of Wallace Community College, as Michelle said, about 3 decades. I remember the day she walked in for her interview at Sparks State Technical College before the merger. This was 1989, I believe, and we knew immediately that we wanted to employ Jackie Screws. There was never a doubt. And she's held many positions, primarily in student services over the years, and also administrative duties as the dean of the Sparks campus. But her impact on faculty, students, and staff is truly immeasurable. So again, we're so very proud of her, and CVCC is indeed fortunate to have her as their president.
Thank you, President. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make Jackie Screws appointed by the board as president.
We have a recommendation before us to appoint, from the Chancellor to appoint Ms. Jacqueline Screws as President of Chattahoochee Valley Community College. Is there a motion?
President, I'm happy to make a motion to accept the recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion from Susan Foy and a second from Milton Davis. Is there any discussion?
I would just like to say how excited we are. I was fortunate to be involved in the process, and we're very, very, very excited to have one of your leadership and your knowledge of the community and so much that you're bringing to the table in Chattahoochee Valley. I'm excited. Oh, sorry, Linda, but she's very excited.
Thank you, Ms. Floyd. Mr. Davis, would you like to add anything to that? Any comments? You were involved in the process.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and I'm currently in another meeting, so I have to refrain from my comments, but I agree 100%.
Very good. Okay, any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor of approving the Chancellor's recommendation of Jacqueline Screws as President of Chattahoochee Valley Community College, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? You're unanimously approved.
Jackie, you are now on the way to become president. Would you like to say anything?
Chairman Thompson, Chancellor, and esteemed members of the board, I am just delighted to be here today. I feel truly blessed to have been given this opportunity to serve as president of Chattahoochee Valley Community College. And I will tell you, I don't make too many promises, but I do want to make one promise today, and that is that I will do my level best to advance the efforts of that institution, to advance the efforts of the student success, and to advance that college's footprint in the community. I'm just excited at this opportunity, and if I may, I would like to introduce some special individuals who are here with me today to share this moment. And if I can digress just a moment, Chancellor, those of you who know me well know that I have a large family, and my family and I travel together often, and I will tell you that we would have packed out the boardroom today. However, my sister, I have a sister who is battling breast cancer, and today is her last chemo treatment, and so she will be ringing the bell at John B. Amos today in just a few minutes. So I asked my family if they would be there with her instead of being here with me. But I am pleased to have my husband, Larry. He has been my life partner, my true love for 29 years. Larry, if you would stand to be recognized. And as you all know, we are a very close-knit team at Wallace Community College, and I would be remiss in my duties if I did not recognize the dream team, the leadership team at Wallace Community College, Dean Lynn Bell, Dean Ashley Wilkin, and also my president, and a person who will always be my president, Dr. Linda Young. Would you all please stand? Thank you all so much, and it's my pleasure to serve.
Thank you for those gracious words, President Scrooge. Chancellor's report.
Well, I have a couple more personnel minutes.
Okay, here it is.
Will Edwards, I think is over here. Will stand up. You always have to stand up to be seen. And Zach. They're new on board with us. Will be working as regional coordinators in promoting the community college system. On a regular basis, we're going to have people in the field calling on community leaders, industry, and everyone else that will listen to tell the good news about the community college system. So we're glad to have them on board.
Which region?
Sir, I'll be based out of Jefferson State, servicing Birmingham, Shelby, up to Gadsden, Rock County, so I'll sort of centrally south.
I'm in Region 1, which is North Alabama, so my southern schools, Wallace, Hansville, and I have everybody on board.
We will end up with 5, but we do not have all 5.
Have any report for us today?
Well, let me make one comment. As you are well aware, the legislature is in session. I spent a good part of the day, I did yesterday, and Boo and his crew spent a good part of the day wrestling with our folks. We gave our report to the joint budget committee yesterday. I would tell you that at this point, things may not always stay the same, but as of now, there's a lot of communication between the executive branch and the legislative branch. They're literally meeting, and we've been meeting with them for the last 6 weeks or more. There seems to be a willingness to talk to each other, which is kind of a novel approach. And so I feel pretty good about where it's headed. Because I've
thank you for your outstanding leadership and for the commitment of your staff. It's evident in the progress that's being made in the system, and we're just looking forward to a great new year. 2018 is going to be bigger and better than ever. And just thank you for everything she's done. At this time also, I'd like to thank the board members for your commitment. I know it's an important time out of your schedule to attend the meetings and things come up, but we've got an especially engaged and committed board. And I just want to thank everybody for the time that they take to be involved in all the issues that, not just attend the meetings here, but the things you attend throughout, in between time in the district, and your commitment to studying the issues and everything. And our thanks to the staff for the great job that they do in supporting us and helping us do that. Anything else from the board? There being none, we will reconvene at 10:45 for our work session right here. Our next regular board meeting will be February 14th at 10 a.m. in this room. If there's nothing else at this time, I'll entertain